for all the examples we've seen. Him suing Showtime for $300 million, him foreclosing on multiple properties, him losing on investments on multiple properties, him buying a lot of depreciating assets, and him all of a sudden looking to box very much in the year 2026. Floyd losing money Mayweather, as the chatter says, is in dire straits financially. Now again, is he got more money than me? Yeah, but he also spends a lot more money than me, which is why I thought him coming back to fight Manny Pacquiao, I mean, it made dollars, so sure, it makes sense. But for him to put his pro record on the line means this is really bad for Floyd. Well, turns out it could be as bad as we thought, or potentially worse, or in some form of getting this fight together, misspoke to one of these guys, or Floyd Mayweather is trying to Netflix.
Obviously, signing multiple deals and getting in advance and having them pay you ahead of the fight. I mean, like, is that normal? Does that happen?
I mean, you
nah.
Hey, yeah. Ocho, I've known players that they burn through their money. They take out an advance on next year's salary.
Nah.
Yes, you at this age, you gonna put that undefeated record on the line? That's his whole thing, Ocho. The whole thing is undefeated.
Yeah.
The whole time. That's why he said it. No. Man said, no. I want to be the one to put that one on there. I want to put that blemish on that record. No. This ain't no exhibition.
Mayweather's questionable handling of the Pacquiao rematch has finally been exposed, and the boxing world is on the verge of outrage. Manny Pacquiao has now publicly called out Mayweather, accusing him of secretly collecting an advance payment for a legitimate fight while continuing to delay the showdown. Pacquiao made it clear that he is tired of the endless excuses, warning that if the delays continue, the exhibition fight will officially be cancelled.
What I signed, he signed a real fight, and I signed a real fight. He got his advance, so there's no reason to make excuses of that. So that's true. Well, we all look forward to that fight. I mean, he signed a real fight. And he got his advance, so then now makes excuses now.
Mayweather's recent statements completely clash with Netflix's February 23 announcement, which promoted the rematch as a professional bout with his undefeated 50-0 record officially on the line in front of more than 325 million subscribers worldwide. The massive event was presented as a serious high-stakes fight, and both fighters' promotional teams had already publicly approved and backed the matchup.
Everybody don't get it.
Ocho, you got to, and I understand, Chat, I understand about taxes. Uncle Sam, the only mofo that don't work and get half your money.
Hello.
He don't do ish. But got his hand stuck out. And I get it. I hate paying that quarterly payment. I hate it. But you ain't come to get my stuff.
Hey, let me tell you. Listen, it's a select few, you hear me, Uncle Joe? It's a select few that sit high and look low. When it comes to them taxes, they make their own rule.
Critics are now accusing Mayweather of avoiding the fight to protect his undefeated record, claiming his fear of a true professional rematch with Manny Pacquiao has exposed a damaged ego beneath the confidence. At the same time, growing backlash surrounding his extravagant lifestyle is being described as the biggest threat to the legacy he spent years building inside the ring.
Look at the way he lives life. You look at the way he does things, the entourage, the women, the jewelry, the bags. It's almost impossible, and you would understand that, Joe. You would also understand it. It's impossible to maintain a lifestyle like that when you're not still fighting.
Unless you got $200-300 million coming in.
It's impossible. You know? I mean,
because you got money going out and ain't got
you don't have enough coming in to maintain it.
I don't care how much you make, Ocho. How much did you keep?
Right.
There you go. It ain't how much you make, it's how much you keep. So imagine you make $1 billion. So in other words, he lives in Vegas. If he made $1 billion, he made $630 million. Now that's what he made. What is his lifestyle? Well, you got 2 jets. You got people, you know, they said that he had people to watch his car.
Oscar De La Hoya has now publicly criticized Mayweather, accusing him of breaking agreements and misleading fans, while insisting that fear of losing his perfect $50 record is the true reason the rematch has never happened. He even claimed that Floyd's own father believed Oscar deserved to win their original fight, ending his comments with a direct challenge for Mayweather to finally prove he still has the courage to step back into the ring.
All the news on Mayweather Pacquiao potentially falling apart. I mean, I have to say this, Mayweather, come on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O. Yes, you're 50-0 on paper, but people know you've lost. Your own father said you lost against me back when we fought. And what's crazy is that people don't know that we had a rematch clause for 1 year. And what do? Your ass retires for 1 year and 1 day. Bro, ever since I got beat up by Manny Pacquiao in my last fight, I've wanted to fight every single day, but I couldn't because I wasn't.
Oscar De La Hoya is now mocking Mayweather for avoiding a legitimate fight with Manny Pacquiao, reminding fans that their original agreement even included a rematch clause. According to Oscar, Floyd chose retirement mainly to protect his undefeated 50-0 record from being ruined. He has also pushed for either a rematch or a possible showdown with Jake Paul, while continuing to accuse Mayweather of being afraid to face Manny again.
Physically, emotionally, I just wasn't right. All that depression, all that I had within my spirit. But now, these last 5 years, I've put in the work, man. Woo! I did a lot of work, and I feel happy. I feel at peace. And you know what? A man at peace is a dangerous man. I can take on King Kong if I want and beat his ass. And I'll even fight Jake Paul. Let's go!
The situation is becoming even more chaotic. Manny Pacquiao now claims that Floyd Mayweather accepted advance money for the fight, making it clear that he no longer wants to hear any more excuses or delays. Boxing analysts are already describing the controversy as one of the messiest and most unprofessional rematch buildups the sport has seen in years. Wade Clements also suggested that something suspicious may be happening behind closed doors, claiming Floyd could be manipulating the situation and dragging Netflix into the middle of the growing drama.
Contracts that didn't say the same thing, that would be one of the most unprofessional things you could do, not trying to point to Netflix or whoever else put this together, but something is off. Something's completely off because you got one person saying, this is a real fight. You got the promotion saying, this is a real fight. You got Floyd Mayweather saying, no, this is an exhibition. There's two things that are happening here. Either somebody messed up in paperwork or in communication or in some form of getting this fight together, misspoke to one of these guys, or Floyd Mayweather is trying to Netflix. That is the only two things that can be possible here. Because we then get the report, as of yesterday, that Floyd Mayweather has already taken a cash advance payment of his purse.
Wade claims his information comes from reliable inside sources, while ESPN has reportedly stated that the rematch is now facing major complications after Mayweather allegedly received payment in advance. That revelation has sparked serious concern among boxing analysts and insiders across the sport. Wade admitted that upfront payments can happen in certain situations, but he believes the way Floyd was paid in this case seems highly unusual. According to him, the entire situation either feels carefully scripted, or Mayweather may be attempting to take advantage of Netflix while securing a massive payday for himself.
It currently being in jeopardy. I don't even know how that's possible. Who gave him a cash advance before they even got to the fight? I understand like paying some up front to secure the fight, but paying everything? Maybe it's not what it is. Maybe the cash advance is like partially. But still, what? So if this is to be believed, and this is via ESPN, this is not, random Twitter person reporting this. I think Mike Coppinger also reported the same thing. If this is to be believed, Floyd took a cash advance and then undermined the promotion of his own fight. to try to protect his 50-0 record and still make a bag.
According to Wade, this is far from the first time Mayweather has allegedly tried to pressure his way out of a difficult situation. He recalled witnessing an incident live where Floyd reportedly arrived at the venue but still refused to step into the ring unless he was paid an outrageously large amount of money before the fight could move forward.
Done this for years. He has done this for years, especially after his pro career. When he was doing these exhibitions, he would not show up to things he was obligated to do, take advances. Even the Deji fight, you can ask Deji, I was there. Floyd demanded that they pay him some insane amount of money or he wasn't going to fight Deji while he was at the venue. And they wanted to change gloves and do all this stuff. And I think they actually did it. They paid Floyd to do it. And I've seen this with a bunch of his exhibitions. And obviously we know about the Logan Paul situation, how Floyd shopped his fight to a different company after essentially royalty, like Prince whoever in Dubai, and stole his money. This is insane.
The boxing world is erupting as Max Kellerman and Mike Coppinger share their reactions to the growing controversy. Both believe Mayweather may be searching for an easy escape while avoiding responsibility in order to protect his public image and undefeated reputation. Boxing experts have also warned that the entire situation could seriously damage his legacy, especially with allegations of a broken contract and Netflix reportedly monitoring the situation closely as pressure continues to build.
That it's a real fight that'll count on their records and it's going to be at the Sphere, so I'm not sure what Floyd is talking about. I don't know if Floyd got bad advice, but he's contracted, so it would be a breach if not.
I think what puts a damper on Mayweather Pacquiao 2 was Mayweather Pacquiao 1. The big letdown of a fight.
That's another damper.
But yeah, this is like, all you have to ask yourself, Gabe, to me about when a fight is made is, are you going to watch it live or not? When it's on, are you going to watch it, yes or no?
I'm definitely watching.
Yeah, me too. So like everyone can shut up, right? Because we're all going to watch.
But I would not watch it if it's an exhibition, not necessarily live.
Yeah, you would. You'd still watch it.
I don't really watch all the exhibitions live.
Yeah, but whatever they call it, you're going to watch it. But you're right, though, as an official fight, because it brings in the intrigue.
Max Kellerman says the real reason Floyd Mayweather is avoiding a professional fight is simple fear. He wants to protect his perfect record. Other legends returned and lost fights. Kellerman notes Pacquiao recently went the distance with a younger Barrios. Mayweather, past his prime, is allegedly creating this situation to avoid any blemish on his record.
You just saw Manny draw against a world-class fighter, whatever you want to say about Barrios. And Mayweather is right at that age, almost 50, where guys fall off a cliff.
Yep.
And he has the undefeated record to protect.
And
right?
it's Mayweather's identity, right? That's its whole identity.
That's why Mayweather doesn't want it to be a pro fight, because you want to just safeguard that record.
50-0 is a big thing, and if you lose that, it's like, okay, Floyd, so. But I would make an expedition, because who's not gonna watch it?
It's not up to him. He already signed a contract. It's a real fight.
That's what I don't get. How you sign a contract that you saying it's not?
Retiring undefeated. It's interesting. You can retire. A lot of guys have passed Rocky Marciano 49.
Right.
No. But then they kept fighting and they lost.
Chavez.
Right? Yeah, Chavez is one. There have been others. By the way, Rocky Marciano was training for a comeback when Floyd Patterson was champion. And I have no way, because he'd have beaten Floyd Patterson.
The rematch is barely holding together. Gabe Rosado believes someone advised Mayweather to avoid a professional fight, but with financial pressure reportedly increasing, he accepted the deal anyway. Reports suggest Floyd secured his purse up front and is now searching for a way out in order to preserve his undefeated record.
Being that it's an official pro fight,
I do get it.
Floyd was probably not advised.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, look, obviously Floyd, covets his record and certainly doesn't want to losing a fight when he's, way past his prime and not even active. But he needs the money, clearly. We've seen what's in the news, and I'm not in his pockets or anything, but he's going to make a lot of money, and rightfully so. I don't see him turning down a major payday over this, but we'll bear watching. And also, I'm told that further to that, Pacquiao has no interest in this if it's not a real fight.
If I'm Floyd, I'm not fighting unless it's just a regular. If it's a pro fight, I'm not. Why would I do it? I'm old.
Because you need the money.
I don't know if he needs. I ain't getting the man.
Assuming he does.
I don't know if he needs the money or not.
Let's assume he does. That's why he's coming out. Just assume. So, and you're going to make, I don't know.
Jazz Mather went even further by presenting what he claims is direct proof, reading parts of the contract out loud. According to him, the agreement clearly states that the rematch is a professional, officially sanctioned bout. He also emphasized that the word professional appears multiple times throughout the document. Mather added that Floyd Mayweather Jr. personally signed the contract and has already received his advance purse.
Let me read out something to you here, okay? The main event bout of the boxing program will be a boxing match between Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather. The match will be a professional and sanctioned match and shall count on the official professional records of Mayweather and Pacquiao, and the final rules for which shall be subject to the mutual agreement of Pacquiao and Mayweather and subject to further approval of Netflix.
Okay, so I don't hear exhibition nowhere near in that statement.
The word professional is in this contract 11 times.
Oh, wow.
Another part, and which will be a professional and sanctioned boxing match and shall count on the official professional records of Mayweather and Pacquiao.
All of this is only strengthening speculation that Floyd Mayweather may be in financial trouble. Jazz Mather has now issued an ultimatum, demanding that Floyd resolve the situation and warning that a contract breach has already occurred.
I mean, it's unfortunate that it's come to what it's come to. Obviously, when we first heard about him having a 3-fight deal, we understood why he's having a 3-fight deal. I gave my names of people that he could have fought that could have helped him if he was in financial crisis and needed to recoup some of that money back. And Manny Pacquiao was one of the names. It's crazy that it's even got to this point. I don't even know what to think about it at this point. Obviously, signing multiple deals and getting in advance and having them pay you ahead of the fight. I mean, like, is that normal? Does that happen?
Netflix is now reportedly considering legal action against Floyd Mayweather Jr. over an alleged contract breach, a development that has intensified scrutiny of his financial situation after retirement. The controversy also includes claims of a $1.5 million dispute linked to Logan Paul, along with other alleged unpaid obligations. Mike Tyson summed up the broader concern, noting that without proper financial management, even the largest fortunes earned in boxing can be lost surprisingly quickly.
Listen, I don't know anything about no networks doing I used to have problems with HBO because we had problems. It was a promoter problem. But the fact is his life to live it the way he live it. You know, it may not be the right life, but it's his life to live the way he wants. And nobody could say anything about it. They're making a big joke about his life and he owes money. He's a human being. He make mistakes. People don't understand it's the art in saving money. You know, you handle money, you don't understand the art of saving money, you're screwed. And you could be anybody. You could be a little kid, you could be the smartest person in the world. It's an art in handling money. If you can't master that art, you're screwed.
Wade's claim that Floyd might be trying to Netflix is the most shocking twist in this entire drama. Some fans have actually started feeling sorry for Floyd, but critics are not buying it. They have rebranded him Pity Mayweather instead of Money Mayweather. Adding to the tension, Wade Plemons alleges Floyd is quietly selling off properties at steep discounts to stay afloat amid mounting debts and lawsuits. Whether it is Netflix, Showtime, or his own legal problems, the financial and reputational pressure on the boxing legend keeps getting worse.
Builds this immaculate place in Vegas thinking he's going to turn it over. Like he's flipped a couple of different properties. I'll give him some credit there. I think he flipped a house in Florida from 18 to 20 mil, and he's got a place in LA that's like $25 million he's trying to sell now for like 48, which it's funny how now all of a sudden Floyd's trying to sell all of his assets. What does that tell you? He just sold his private plane as well, which I don't know what that went for, but again, he's offloading assets because he's massively in debt and owes people a lot of money. And he's trying to finance something, whether it's legal fees, whether it's other mortgages, whatever. But yeah, getting a net negative of $4 million on the house you built and then put on the market is probably the worst real estate investment you can make.
According to Wade Plemons, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is under significant financial pressure. He references a reported $340 million lawsuit that Floyd allegedly ignored, along with unpaid tax obligations, suggesting that his wealth may not be as secure as commonly believed. With discussions of a possible return to the ring and a potential rematch with Manny Pacquiao, questions continue to grow about whether Mayweather's financial situation is influencing his next move.
I told you guys, Floyd is going broke, and there's no other clear explanation other than, we can look through the court documents of him versus Showtime, but missing $340 million, being years and years behind on his taxes, that's clearly the motivation for this. And because Floyd obviously, He is one of the best of all time, so if he still can do it, do it. But Mike Tyson, followed by Manny Pacquiao, will get you out of a lot of financial bad situations and bad decision-making. So this is why I think Floyd is doing this more than anything.
Wade Plemons has claimed that Floyd Mayweather Jr. misled Logan Paul's camp during their exhibition negotiations. According to him, FanMo Boxing managed the $10 million event with the expectation that Logan Paul would receive a share of the revenue. However, Plemons alleges that after the fight, Mayweather failed to follow through on those arrangements, leaving both the company and Paul without clarity on any payments and creating further controversy around the deal.
Floyd out here in Dubai royalty is crazy. This is a story I also heard from Gervonta Davis when he said that Floyd owed them people in Dubai money. Some person, some business person, some royalty in Dubai out of $10 million to stage. Remember, it was supposed to be like Floyd versus Logan on like a helipad or like on the top of the Burj Khalifa or something. It was way back, again, 5 years ago now, but that was like the initial rumblings around that fight. And what Floyd did was use Mayweather Promotions to bring them this fight and say, if you'll front us this money, we'll put this fight here. They fronted him the money. He took the money, had the fight at the Hard Rock in Miami with Fanmio instead. That was the company that put it on, Fanmio. And Logan saw none of that front end 10 mil. And the people that paid Floyd the 10 mil never saw a dime back.
Facing a potential lawsuit and increasing financial pressure, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is reportedly in a difficult position. Boxing analysts, including Paulie Malignaggi, are adding further scrutiny. Malignaggi argues that while Mayweather may not be technically bankrupt, he could be heavily over-leveraged, making the situation far more complicated than it appears. He also insists that the rematch must proceed strictly under the original terms, without any alterations or delays. According to him, Mayweather is obligated to honor his Netflix agreement and fulfill every commitment he signed.
Woes of Mayweather, as far as him wanting to come back and make a bag of money, then I think the fight has to happen regardless. You know, what other direction can you go if you're Floyd and if you really are in these kind of positions, you know? I've been the one to say it. I don't say that Floyd is broke. I think people overuse that word. I think he's likely over-leveraged. And there's a difference between being over-leveraged and being broke. Being over-leveraged, if you're not careful, can lead you to being broke. But being over-leveraged also you can just rebound and make a bag of money. And now you're perfectly leveraged, then you're fine. And you still have all that stuff that you had before, you know? So I think if that's the case, regardless, I think Floyd probably may be forced to do it the way Netflix decides to do it.
Still, Paulie Malignaggi believes Floyd Mayweather Jr. actually wants this fight to be a true competitive clash, mainly because official bouts generate significantly higher revenue. He says negotiations are still ongoing, with several key details yet to be finalized. Malignaggi also argues that the fight must remain a sanctioned, professional bout, since legal betting in the United States can bring in far more income than any exhibition match. In his view, a legitimate matchup is ultimately far more valuable.
But we'll see. We'll see how things go on the inside. These are inner negotiations. I think it's more interesting if it is a real fight, first and foremost, with gambling being legal in the United States now, all over the United States. You know, it brings in that much more revenue because you can gamble on a real fight. You cannot. There's no gambling on an exhibition because there's no real winner and loser in an exhibition. So that makes it very, very different, and that, you know, gives the image of the fight, the branding of the fight, a whole new vibe if it's a real fight as opposed to if it's an exhibition. So, you know, a lot to be discussed here before this.
So here we are, an alleged broken contract, money already taken, and a boxing legend's name now surrounded by controversy. The big question remains whether Floyd Mayweather will step up for the fight or continue avoiding a true competitive showdown. Manny Pacquiao is reportedly waiting, Netflix is closely watching developments, and the boxing world is growing increasingly impatient. The situation continues to build tension as fans are urged to stay tuned, because when this story finally reaches its conclusion, it promises to be one nobody will want to miss.